Hello? Hello? Sound check, sound check. Sound check, sound check. All right, thank you, Agape. Good to see everybody. All right, on the screen we have Mocha, my new dog, my Christmas puppy. I don't know how well you can see that, but she is a Jack Russell Terrier. All right. She's so far away. I tell you what. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this music on. How y'all doing tonight? I want you to see my baby. Say hello. This is Mocha. I woke her up out of her sleep, but don't let the good looks fool you. This girl is buck wild. She is just a few weeks old, and she's my new friend. Say hello. You ready to go back to sleep? Say hello, Robin. Hello, Agape. All right, let me put her back and we'll get started. Back to get out of here. All right, go on back to sleep. All right, how y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Who do we have? Oh, this light is bright. We'll try that. All right, we have a few announcements. I would like to see who's here first. Let me get a little situated here. Hope everybody's doing fine. Get a little technology warming here. I'll be with you in just a minute. All right. We have a few things to talk about tonight. And before we do, I have a few announcements to make. All right. First announcement is that this channel is going from an S corp to a nonprofit. I changed the structure. I think I'll get more out of it that way, which means there'll be no more ads. They shouldn't be on now. But if you see, just let me know. But there will be no more ads. I'm going to the nonprofit structure, which is going to be so much better because that's really what this is a charity. I spend a lot of free time on YouTube. And so I really want to just have it structured for what it is, because I spend a lot of time here. And really, the problem with that is you reap what you sow. I sow a lot of free time. I got free time coming out of my ears. And so I want to change things around a bit so it's easier for me and things are flowing. And that's that. The second announcement is we're supposed to have traveling mercies for Annie Ruler if she is still in Vegas. And also, who else was traveling? Somebody else was traveling here tonight. All right. I want to say hello to Deb Tudoro, Annie Ruler, Leslie Vasquez, Robin Latham, B River Girl, Agape Love, Miss Cindy Abbott Tentdor, and Eagle Eye Ariel. Hello tonight. All right, that's right. Love for the heart, oh so hard, truth. That's right. I feel you. I feel you. What's up, Robin? Also, I want to remind you that the Christmas party is December 23rd. And so, if you're a member, please try to make it because you may receive some recognition or an award. So, try your best to make it in there on December the 23rd. Shout out to Tetra. All right. And let's see. I think that's everybody for right now. Oh, hey, look at my co host, Mr. Davino, the Italian. God bless you, sir. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and throw out the link for you and we'll get started. We have a few things to talk about tonight. I don't know if we'll need to go all the way to midnight, but we'll see. All right. Shout out to Randall and Laurie Gray. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is a post that I found. This was on Reddit earlier and they took it down. I think this is a little loud. They took it down, but I did get a little piece of it. I can't open it, but it's just a screenshot. And it says DM and BF want nothing to do with this case. And it says that harsh reality. He um, he interviewed the victim, one of the victims' families, and it said that he, you know what, I can get that screenshot. They said that BF and DM said they don't want anything to do with this case. Now I ask you, how is this possible when you're the star witness? I mean, honestly, and what what's really, let me back up. How What's wrong, Cindy? How can you not be a part of the case and you're the star witness? Somebody please tell me. And I'll tell you why. Because, like I said before, I don't believe they were there. And they're backing out because being a witness in a criminal case is a big responsibility. And I think when they realized what all came with it, the magnitude of it, that they just realized maybe we need to back out. I think these statements in the PCA were concocted, and I believe that neither one of them were there. And so now they want out. They don't want to endorse the statements that they made because when you think about it, there's really no way that there's really no way that these girls were in a house. I'm echoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm echoing. Hey, Davino, how are you, sir?
Happy holidays. Let me give a shout out to Cindy. Happy
Oh,
holidays, Cindy.
all right. Happy holidays, Cindy.
Happy holidays.
Miss Cindy. Okay. All right. He makes everybody laugh.
I don't
Okay,
know about that, but I appreciate it. Thanks.
you do. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, you have a very bright personality.
I appreciate that. And so do you. You have a very inner glowing spirit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Now, what are we talking? Oh, DM and BF want to back out. And does anybody know who Harsh actually interviewed?
No.
It just says victims' families. I have the screenshot here, but it might take a minute.
Yeah.
But how, I don't think they were there. And
I agree with that 100%.
the chickens are just coming home to roost on a lot of these lies. Because
Yep.
I don't believe that you can be in a house with four people being brutally massacred and you didn't call police at, at any stage. Okay, if you didn't see it at the beginning, you heard something when it was going on, you heard
Yeah.
them when they left. You know, you called out to your roommates, they weren't there, they didn't answer you.
Hmm.
At some point, it was time to call the police. I just don't believe they were there. I never believed they were there. And when they started saying that they were texting each other, I'm like, okay, be honest, I think that's why they want out. Because the prosecution keeps piling on to the story, it's going to be hard to keep up with all of that on the stand. You know, I can
Yeah.
say I saw somebody's eyebrows. I can remember somebody had on all black and a COVID mask, but now I got to say I was texting. I got to remember what I text. I have to be cross examined. And
Yep.
so that's just ridiculous. And so I stand on what I said before. I don't believe Bethany was there. I don't believe Dylan was there. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know who was there,
Right.
but they they weren't there or they
Yep.
left when everything jumped off. Because this is not a gigantic mansion. I don't care if it is 3 stories. That house is not that large. And there I just don't see, oh, you got a lot of fans over here, Davino. Where's Davino? I need his comedic personality tonight. That's
Yeah, no, I was reading that. You know what's funny? They were talking about, hey, buona vacanza, everybody, buona festa, everybody. They were talking about they were gonna like knock the house down December 28th. But if you really look at the inside of that house, to me, it didn't really feel like even a house. It was just so, I don't know. Like if you go in someone's house, it's decorative to taste or something. But their house was just so bland. You walk, it just, I don't know, like the hallways were going up the steps were very narrow.
right,
It kind of reminded me being back in Brooklyn.
right.
Um, just like those type of hallways, and I didn't feel like it didn't feel like even like a house. It almost felt like it was like a dormitory or like a, that was my impression of it.
You're right. Did you see in it really good?
What was that?
Were you able to see in it really well?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even with the kitchen and you had the two bedrooms right there, and then on the third floor. I'm sorry, on yeah, the kitchen and the third floor had the living room. It was just a weird, very weird layout.
Does it look like they gutted it out?
Yeah, it seems like to me it does look like that.
Okay, I feel like when they went back in claiming they were modeling, that they made some adjustments in case maybe there was a jury walkthrough. I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah,
they have the authority to tear it down now, but
there's been so many models out there of that house. They don't even need to make them all that house. It's endless.
yeah, yeah,
That to me, that's just they're just trying to stall or something, or trying to figure out what they can do to put this guy away.
yeah. Well, they better put him away with due process,
Yeah,
you know. But my personal opinion was that you know, they're gonna have to Brian's defense team is gonna have to come to reality. You know, you gotta be for
something.
real, baby. It's a lot of innocent people and it's a lot of people in prison that's innocent.
Yep.
Whether you did it or not. You know, once they feel like they're gonna get you, they target you,
Yeah, they were set up. Yeah.
you're gonna be on the run from that. So I feel like this trial should be going on right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why it shouldn't be.
I don't see why. Nothing new is jumping off, you know.
Absolutely.
But I'm not sure. I see a lot of different conflicting comments in the chat. I'm not sure what Mr. G and what the mix up was with the interview,
I
but
don't know.
this is another problem that I have. Whenever we say something, the influencers, you know, it's a gag order. You shouldn't be reporting this. You shouldn't be reporting that.
Yeah.
Well, what are they doing making a statement you know, like this, going on these channels, making statements. They say whatever they want to whenever they feel like it.
Mm.
And so I don't feel the need to, tiptoe around a gag order because they're not honoring it.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
it's a
true.
gag order when it's convenient. But back to Dylan and Bethany. The fact that they have to lie to us is a red flag. But it doesn't, and I know y'all get upset when I say this, the police corruption does not necessarily mean that Brian Koberger is innocent. I mean, it looks really good for him. That's probably the only chance he has, you know. But um, just because they're not doing things by the book, by the playbook,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that he didn't have any involvement or knowledge. And we'll get to that later. But the case was falling apart months ago, and the defense is not capital. They're not capitalizing on it. That's what I don't understand. I don't hear Ann Taylor coming back with any punches. It's like she's playing defense all the way.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel
I hear
tonight?
that.
You feel sleepy tonight?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I feel good.
Did you get a chance to see my pup?
So you're what?
My pup.
Your puppy?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Okay, let me go get her back. She wants to eat.
Yeah, let's see the little CNA.
Okay.
Little CNA. There we go.
Get up, wake up. She's trying to get her rest so she can chew up some more stuff.
My guys are sleeping right now. Oh, look at that baby.
This is my one of my Christmas presents. My
Oh,
son. Her
look
name
at
is
the puppy.
and like I told them, don't even.
Beautiful.
This girl is wild. She trying to look innocent. She was sleeping.
She's
She,
gorgeous.
hey, I know. Let me
And
show
what
you.
is her name?
Mocha.
Oh, that's a great. And did you get her from a shelter or rescue or?
Absolutely not. My
I'm
son.
just asking. I'm just. I don't know.
No, I say that because we've done that before,
Oh, okay.
and it wasn't pleasant. That's why I said that.
Gotcha.
We got our family dog of 13 years from the pound, and
Right.
I think all we had to pay was the shots, and it wasn't much. No, but she
Gotcha.
came from the pet store. She came with the cage, the food, and everything.
She's beautiful.
She is, but she's sleepy. But she'll watch TV with me tonight. Say bye
Oh,
bye.
there you go. You be with mama. Bye bye.
Okay, listen. On the subject of dogs, think about this. If Bethany and Dylan weren't in the house, then we have to go back to Murphy. How did he get in the room?
I don't know.
Because I don't believe either one of them were there. Be honest with you, they might throw this case out if they can't make Dylan and Bethany testify because they need witnesses. Jurors
Hmm.
will believe witnesses. And so without those two, I just don't see it happening. Later on down
Yeah.
the road, they might just throw it out. Randall and Lori Gray, according
Well,
to Harsh, it was
time will tell. Yeah.
this information. It was Mr. G that told him. So this was who they interviewed. That was a dumb question. I should have known who it was. Whoever has been doing this.
Hmm.
Okay, so let me see. I agree. Harsh is kind but mad, and he has his receipts. Well, I don't doubt that Dylan and Bethany said it. I really don't. Because if I were them, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with it either.
Hmm.
I would not. Because no, solve your own case. I wasn't there, you know. Now let me switch the screen here. I want to look at
Yeah.
this is the subpoena for Bethany back in
I'm blowing it up right now. Yeah.
okay, let me see the date on here. Megan E. Marshall. Okay, look at 4 through 6.
Mhm.
Bethany Funk may be a material witness for the defendant in this case.
Yeah.
Maybe. For the reasons stated in the affidavit of Richard Bertanti, the presence of Bethany Funk is required at the courthouse, and that was back in June.
Right.
Number 6, laws of the state of Idaho, if Bethany Funk comes into this state in obedience of a summons requiring her presence at this hearing, she will not be subject to arrest or service of any process relating to matters that arose before she entered the state under the summons. All right, first of all, how do you know? What if she gets on the stage on the stand and purges herself? Or how
That's what
you
I was
know
gonna say. The same thing.
how you know
Exactly.
she's not gonna be subject to arrest? And why is that in there?
She's gonna
Um,
be nervous on that stand. I'll tell you that much.
if I read something like that, I would tell my parents, I'm not going. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna say all of this, solve your
Yeah.
own case because there's no reason for Bethany and Dylan to involve themselves in this. But they
Mhm.
ran and got tattoos and they're acting like this is no problem, but
Yeah.
it is a problem. I'm trying to see what y'all are saying about the interview, but it's kind of back and forth. Agape love. I wish they would stay off YouTube. Is asking for drama that I wouldn't want in their position. Exactly. Because as soon as you say something about them that's not favorable, you bashing the victims, you bashing the victims' families. They won't stay off the camera. But then again,
Yeah.
they got to make their money too because it's hard times. I mean, the economy is a mess. A lot of people waste a lot of money right now. They get ready to waste a lot of money this month,
Mhm.
buying stuff. And so the victims' families, we don't know what their financial situation was. Ethan's mom wrote a book. We can't really judge her for that. You know, he's
Yeah.
passed on. But they're getting paid for these interviews, and it's starting to look tacky because, I mean, sometimes you got to put the money aside.
Yeah.
That's not good money because you just keep talking about your daughter over and over
Yeah.
to different people and getting a check. I mean, you realize that, and it's in the beginning. I was like, maybe they need to get it off their chest, but this is to the point now where they're just regular speakers. And nobody was expecting that. I wasn't. But it's been going on because remember in the beginning, Mr. G was criticizing the police, calling them cowards and stuff. Then he would say he didn't say it. And so how now is he a spokesperson for the prosecution? I say money.
Something.
It's got to be money, prestige, position. I don't care what kind of hat he's wearing. You can lose money in the stock market in a few minutes, in a few seconds, if you're not paying attention to it. So, so why he's wearing a headset? We don't know what his profit and loss is. Maybe they need these checks because they had 2 or 3 GoFundMe's, which they had coming to him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Mr. G or Mrs. G. I love them. God bless them. But what I'm saying is, it's just starting to look bad. You know, it's
Yeah.
starting to look bad. Miss Cindy, I think he is very upset, and like HT, he is well intentioned. He is. He is. But at the same time, I wouldn't even fool with it. If they call me, I would say, if you have some information about the case, call the police. Because if you tell me your testimony's no good in court, you spread it all over the internet. All right, Robin made it back. I saw you. All right, another Davino fan. All right, this little pup is so cute. I know. Oh,
She's adorable. Hey,
I was so surprised. I was like, a dog?
little Bambini. She's so cute.
We got another dog. I was like, okay. She's
Yeah.
adorable, and Jack Russell are on a mission to find things. You better know it. Better keep her busy, HT. They're great dogs. Thank you,
Mhm.
Robin. And she is a busybody. Now let's see. Tetra, you and I would have to testify. Here's a good point right here. Uh, Tetra, yes, they can be subpoenaed, but they can also plead the fifth. I mean, isn't that common sense to plead the fifth if they insist on dragging you to court? I thought there were witnesses
Yeah.
too, Robin. This is just some more shady business because there's so many holes in the testimonies and so many holes have been poked in the PCA, which we'll get to in a minute. Matter of fact, we can go there right now. There's so many holes until they got to go and regroup. That's the problem with putting stuff on paper. You know, you have witnesses, notary republic has to stamp that you gave your word. And that PCA is full of lies. I'm sorry, but it is. All right, this is the survey. We talked about it yesterday. Me and Tetra and Terry Slew. And I think Kimberly and, I can't remember, but that's bad. It's who turned in Koberger, and it was at 373 votes. 50% said WSU police. And so that means that people still believe the PCA. That's scary. All right, I'm gonna show you my point of view, and then I'm gonna come back to this because that's half the sample. 50%. It was higher than that, and then people started choosing other things. I want you to look at something. All right, this is the PCA. See if I can find it quick. Hand it up. Okay, you remember when they said in the PCA here that on November the 25th, the SWSU to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra. You remember that? This is it here. All right. It says on November 25th, MPD asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for white Hyundai Elantras in the area. On November 29th, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University Police Officer Tiengo queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate. Now, they told us in another one of these documents that they were patrolling Steptoe Apartments and they spotted his car. Now they're saying they queried, in the PCA it says they queried, but there was another account where they said the police were patrolling and they saw his car in the parking lot and called it in. Does anybody remember that? I don't want to dig it up, but it happened. And so there's a discrepancy there, but I believe they queried because nobody's going on foot looking for any cars. And remember, back at this time, they really didn't know which car they were looking for. But my point is this. My point is this. You tell me, this press release is December the 9th, when they were telling us in December to look for the white car, 2011 to 13. Now, let's rewind to November the 25th and the 29th. If at that point they had his car, they had his name, they had the way he looked, they knew what his eyebrows looked like, they had his phone number from the car stop, the traffic stop in Moscow. They had
Yeah.
everything they needed. November the 29th, they had the sheet, and I don't know if I have any warrants pulled up, but those AT&T, I mean those Walmart warrants, the ones for the sheet, They were after the first week. So they had all this information November the 25th through the 29th to make an intelligent decision about Brian Koberger then. And if indeed he became a suspect at that point, I believe they did. Okay. And I believe that this is when the setup began. Because remember, on the 29th, this is the same day they started moving the cars away from the house. And so this is closure. Okay. We got what we need. Let's start wrapping it up type action. This is the way I see it. And then on November the 29th, November the 30th, that was Papa Roger's first post. Remember that? This all happened in succession. And so if they had all this going on the last week of November, why would they turn around in December, almost mid-December, and Chief Fry would ask us to look out for this car? Why would you do that? It's deceptive. I believe at this point Brian was in the frying pan, and this is what it is. What do y'all think about that? Hmm?
I have no idea to tell you the truth.
You have a cold?
No, no, I don't know, maybe I'm going to the weather. I'm just drinking some vino right now, that's all.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well,
But it does help a lot.
Oh, I hope you feel better. Thank you for
No,
having.
thank you, I appreciate that. No, this case is just like I said this before, it goes so many different directions and so many different ways, and everything something's changing every other day, and I'm so oblivious to the point, like I don't know where it even started and where it's going to end. You just get lost after a while.
I think it's falling apart, Navino.
Is what? Yeah, it is. And you're still on top of your game, which is very impressive. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's definitely falling apart.
Thank you. I really do. Because the witnesses are saying, hey, you don't have your act together. You
Yep.
can get up there and get in legal trouble. They're already saying if you come to court, you won't be arrested. Putting that as a clause. That's a red flag right there. And then for you to want us to get on the stand and say all this stuff, these are kids. I don't blame them for backing out. And I think they're gonna have to back out. It was cute and it was funny. They were in the spotlight, but I think the truth of the matter is they weren't there. Now let's see,
Yeah.
Miss Cindy. I heard DM unthawed and was out partying the next night. Also heard she was laughing at the crime. If she did that, she's sick. I've heard that from several people that she was texting on social media, that she was at other people's houses. Now that some time has passed, these kids are talking. It's exactly what it usually is, when
Mhm.
you're dealing with a bunch of young people. And so, really, I'm not surprised. It's happening exactly the way I expect it to happen when it's a house of cards.
Yeah.
I get that from my cousin Vinny.
Yeah. Love that movie.
Yeah, that's it. That's us up. All right, let's see
The two
about this.
the two Utes.
The two youths. What is
You
a
were
grit?
serious about that?
No, what exactly is a grit?
Oh yeah, yeah. How do you like how do you like your grits? Creamy, something creamy. I forget. And then he says al dente. I was cracking up on that.
Man, that's a classic.
It really is. I
Listen,
love it, especially when he walks in with that bow tie, with that
with the shoes on.
the suit with the oh my god, that was so funny.
Man, I could quote
He
that
goes,
movie
are you
all
trying to
day.
mock me with that outfit? I
Also,
love that. I love. Oh, that is a classic movie.
let me tell you the best part of that movie. When the friend went with the public defender, and when he got
Mm-hmm.
up, he started stuttering.
Yeah. He goes, well, I get a little bit nervous. He goes, that's it. Yeah, I'm getting better.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, that was great.
I have to go back to that.
Well, how could you? Well, how could you were 50 feet away. You had your prescription eyeglasses. And he said something like, "Those are reading glasses" or something. I don't know. It was just,
Yeah, this
that was that's a funny movie.
yeah, all those movies are classics. Something
Well, they
you,
were made right. That's why. Yeah,
huh?
they were made. They were just great acting, and they didn't even curse once in that movie,
Yeah,
and it was so funny. It's one
it
of the greatest
was.
movies out there.
It is.
It
Well,
is.
it doesn't take all that, you know. They're just, well, I'm not going to get on that tonight. I'll be preaching, all right?
We should just have. We should do one time on one of your shows. I'll talk about my cousin Vinny.
Yeah. Well, it's in one of my videos, actually. When he was saying, "Are you scared?" He was like, "Yes, I'm
Oh,
scared."
really? I
Yeah.
don't catch everything, but I'll have to start paying attention more on those.
Well, I wouldn't, I don't even go digging back in some of that stuff, so I wouldn't ask you to do it.
Right.
Let's see what Robin's talking about.
Hmm. Hmm.
Dylan got told what to say. She has a big problem, if you ask me. I'd arrest her if she wasn't willing to testify. She made a statement supposedly
Right.
she should speak it on the stand. Sorry, just my opinion. So you saying they should force Dylan to testify? What if she didn't make the statement? You know, what if the
I don't
police is
know.
saying, sign this right here, and you can go home? Those are magic words when you're in an interrogation room, you get to go home.
See, brother, come on.
Hmm? Yeah.
Nothing. Don't mind me.
But if she did say it, I'm with you, Robin. She should have to stand on that because that got everybody going, got this man jammed up. And for what? If you know you didn't see him, even his eyebrows, why did you say that? You know, that's a false witness. When you lie on somebody like that.
Right.
I don't understand how you could do it. And maybe they offered him some bread at the beginning and maybe they got that and spent it. And now it's time to back out. I mean, maybe they got a few dollars, for cooperating because that's what they've been doing, cooperating with the police. So I would probably make them testify too. I mean, they probably pretty much have to, don't they? If you give a statement, a sworn statement, you have to stand by that or you're charged with perjury. I think that's why they were saying, come on, Bethany, we're not going to arrest you because she didn't have any confidence in her testimony. She didn't want to get caught up in anything. But we'll see. Steve can't decide which side of the fence he is on or even day to day what his opinion is. All right, welcome Randall and Lori Gray. Good to see you. Matter of fact, let me put on my international banner for my folks around the world, our folks rather. If, for those that watch on replay, much love to you. All right, Steve can't decide. Well, he may uh he may end up being one of the ones to ruin the case. Him and his wife from saying so many conflicting things because the defense is recording all of that. And some of this stuff they gave at the beginning, it sounded like solid evidence. But is it? You changing your story. I just would rather they didn't give the interviews, but it's not my call. For nothing but alleged bushy eyebrows. You're right, Agapi. That's ridiculous. And so, what I really want to hone in on is the dishonesty in the PCA because there's no way we should be looking for a white car. And another thing I wanted to talk about is Brian and his father. Let me see. I believe she did say it was dark and they were all in black, not clad in black, though. Mm, I'm not sure. I think it says wearing black clothing, however that is. Right, right. But if you didn't see that, which we know you didn't, because nobody passed by you after they killed 4 people and walked out the door, I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I maybe she did. I don't believe it because the house is pretty close quarters to even for it to be 3 stories, pretty much. It's pretty closed in. Everything is shared. Except the actual bedrooms. Nobody walked past you. you know. And then she seen you walk past, slow enough for her to see his eyebrows. He wasn't even running. He wasn't in a rush. And she had her door open. Her bedroom door opens into the room. So how did that just didn't happen? But to say this in a sworn statement, it's all coming back on him now. You know what you do comes back on you. She shouldn't have said it. And my heart goes out to Dylan because they're young, and to be caught up in this mess. On the one hand, I feel sorry, but on the other hand, I don't, because you could have just said you were asleep or you weren't there. But you're in the spotlight now, and you're gonna have to stay there until a verdict is reached because your name is on a sworn document. I'm not sure if they realized what that meant. I don't even know if their parents were there when they were interviewed. Shout out to Terry Sleuth. Good to see you. All right. Jump in, jump in. Right. Okay. They might as well put Bert from Sesame Street in jail because of his bushy eyebrows. Him and a lot of other characters. I mean,
Amen. You got it. Yep.
what are some eyebrows? He could have drew his eyebrows on to disguise
Yeah.
himself. So throw that out. Throw that in the trash. Next piece of evidence. He could have had on fake eyebrows. You know how the little costume stuff in the Halloween store? You can buy
Yep.
eyebrows. So that's, to me, if I was a juror, I would throw that out too. You would have to just do a little better, right? You have to do a little better. Let's see. What are the odds that DM says bushy eyebrows and WSU officer see BK's Elantra and pulls his license and says, "Yep, bushy eyebrows, that's our man." You're right. That's what they said right here in the PCA. They said all in one breath that once they located his car, they realized they had his phone number, okay, and they realized the car was a white something that they associated with the surveillance. They realized how he looked because not only did they look at his license, but they have him on body cam. It says it right here in the PCA that Corporal Duke's body cam picked him up when they pulled him over in Moscow. So they said white male, height of 6 feet, and weighs 185 pounds. That's what his license said. Now, if they had all this information between November the 25th and the 29th, and by the fact they moved those cars, I believe they did have their information gathered on him at that time. Then we know that when Papa Rogers popped up talking about a knife sheath, this was a set. It was part of the setup. Then when they had us out here, and they just really wanted to put that white car on the news so everybody could see it, and it's an APB, and this is the getaway car, and this is the murder car. That's why they put it on TV. They're building the case against him because I wanted to go back to BK and his dad. I keep saying that. Here's a good one though. Robin could have avoided everything had they had the sense to call 911. Not if they weren't there. That's an excellent point. If they were there, they would have called 911. Especially girls. We scared of everything. We would have called. That would have been if we thought somebody was in there. Everybody would, more than one person would have been calling 911 at the same time. And so, to me, that's just more evidence that they weren't there. And then we don't have the 911 call. Does it even exist? If they were there and somebody called, where is it? We're not allowed to see it, and I doubt we will. They're hoping that it'll get to the point where they don't need some of this evidence. He didn't take a plea so far, knock on wood. Nothing would surprise me at this point, but they did. All right, let's see. I remember Chief Fry praising Dylan publicly for the bushy eyebrow statement, like she solved the case. Remember, they said that she wasn't a witness at the press conference. Neither one of them were witnesses. Chief Fry said this out of his own mouth. He said when the reporter asked him about the two girls that were left, the surviving witnesses, he said, I don't think I ever called them witnesses. He got smart with that lady. Don't make me pull it up. And so now here we have two girls that are what? Witnesses in the PCA. And now we're hearing that they're backing out. I'm just saying they weren't there. That's my opinion. Somebody, uh, somebody argue against me on that. Give me a reason why they were there. I would like to hear it. I'm not being
Mm.
facetious. I really, really would like to hear some other perspective because I never believed they were there. They lied from the beginning when they said they were there, but they were asleep.
I just think that they were coerced what to they were told what to say.
Right?
I think whoever, my opinion, whoever, it may sound crazy, but whoever abducted them or took them away, they told them what was going to happen and what was going on, and this is what you need to say,
Right.
or it's your life on the line here, something like that.
Right. Right. Yeah, you're right. I agree. In my
Hmm.
in my state, all it would take us an ambitious lawyer to get all the early alleged evidence against Koberger suppressed, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I agree. What do you think about that one? Do you think Ann Taylor's doing a good job?
No, I think Nancy Grace could do a better job at this point.
She could, honestly.
Seriously, one thing about Nancy Grace, though, I have to say, she's a pit bull.
She,
I mean,
well,
she goes right at him,
that's what
and I
I've been
think,
hearing.
yeah,
But I ain't
Aunt
seeing it.
Taylor's just sitting around.
Everybody's saying that, but I don't see it. Oh, I got another Christmas present. Hard truth, that's it. Just something to the cash. Yeah. Ooh, thank you.
So basically, just I don't know. I just think if Nancy Grace was in, I think she would be just slamming them left and right.
Yeah. I think Nancy Grace would have cleared a lot of this mess up from day one.
Exactly.
Because a
She's
lot
like,
of
okay, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this. What are we even doing here in the first place?
right, right, right.
You
You're
know.
right.
So
Oh, we got somebody on the other side of the fence. Thank you very much, Davino. I appreciate you.
it's a start for the holidays. Yes.
Also, thank you for your time. I mean,
Oh, always my pleasure, and thank
uh,
you for what you do.
oh, I really appreciate it. Here's the person to argue, Robin Latham. I think they were there. Okay, what's your argument? You want to come on stage? What's your argument, Robin? Let me throw the link out. I want to hear this.
I'm not saying nothing when she comes out. I'm gonna just stay quiet.
I want to hear it. Come on, Robin.
Yeah.
Turn your camera off and come on up here and tell us why you believe Bethany and Dylan were in the house. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna keep talking, but I'll be watching for your link. All right? Robin Fry's face to tell our way he gets red. Right? Let's see. Fox in the hen house pulling Agape love. Robin, he was like a fox in the hen house pulling out with that U-Haul. LOL. All right. Weirdest thing I ever seen, that whole deal. Something's wrong. Are they getting ready to have to throw this case out? All right. Oh, wait. Did I put the link out? I do it again. And then you all, this, it's your discretion. You know you like to act shy. You know you're not shy, Miss Cindy. You know you're not shy. All right, let's see. Well, there are legit lawyers out there saying there's problems with this case or red flags. Right, because Garrigo said at the beginning, enough holes to drive a Mack truck through it. And so I agreed then and I agree now. The only problem is I separate the prosecution's case, the PCA, everything they've given us. I separate that from Brian Koberger as a suspect. I don't treat those as one event because they're not. They're two separate events. Remember, we talked about mutually exclusive events? Okay, well, these two things don't necessarily have to go together. His case could, you know, his case could be that he's totally innocent. His case could be that he had something to do with it. His case could be that he just knew about it or knows the people that did it and maybe they name dropped on him. It could be any of those things. That's a totally separate situation from this one. All right, come on, Mama. What's going on? Welcome, Miss
Hi,
Robin Latham.
hi.
Come on, Mama, come on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you know how I feel, Arthur. You already know. I think he was. I think Dylan was there anyway. I don't know about Bethany,
Okay.
but I think Dylan was there, and I don't necessarily think she had anything to do with it. But I don't think she was real upset about it either. And I think I think she did say what the cop said. She said, only not in those words, but something similar.
Right,
And I think they're counting on her as an eyewitness. They called her that.
right.
And if they don't have that, it's a big deal.
It is a
And
big
I
deal.
and I don't think they'd lie about her being there. I think she was there. I want to know where she was all night before she was there. Because everybody else is accounted for except her.
Right. It,
So I don't
yeah,
get that. Why they've never mentioned that.
yeah, that's true because they say Bethany was at the Sigma Chi, right?
Right.
Right. So she was accounted for a certain period of time. I think they said Bethany left early from
Yeah.
the frat house. So did she go home? I don't know if they're saying she beat Ethan and Xana home, but I know they didn't leave together, according to the account I read. All right, but they're
Right.
reminding.
I really don't know when Jana and Ethan got home. I put a lot of credit into her talking to her dad at midnight, but I'm not really sure if she was there. Maybe she just told her dad that so he wouldn't worry or something. I don't know.
Right,
But also Bethany, I mean, if that investigator found information that he thought was exculpatory to Brian, then she saw something. So I guess she's an eyewitness too. And we've
Bethany.
never been privy to that statement, but
Right, but whatever came of the exculpatory evidence claim, we
well,
haven't.
it got waylaid by the grand jury, I guess.
Yeah, it did, but I don't believe. I haven't heard anything from Ann Taylor in a minute. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing of substance, or it's a lot of routine stuff she's doing right now. I'm talking about offensive play. You have to be aggressive in a fight. You can't just
Yeah,
be
exactly.
responding to what somebody else is doing to you. Where's your game?
Well, that's what I keep saying. What is it that the prosecution has that's keeping her from being like that? Because, in my opinion, she could have mowed right over them uh, before they dropped his speedy right. I mean, speedy trial right. She had
Right.
it. She had it in the bag, if you ask me, and
Yep.
they weren't prepared either. So that they were less prepared than the defense was. So that made me think, what is it? Is there something that they have that they're not saying? Neither side is saying that Anne knows about that she couldn't debunk at that particular moment, so she had to waive his rights. I don't know.
Right. I agree. But I have
And
one
what could it
question.
be? I mean, I feel like we have to start working backwards on the case to figure out what that is because there's no reason she should have waived that, or he should have waived that, in my opinion, unless there was something really damning.
All right. I'm gonna give you a brain for that, Randall and Laurie Gray. That's a really good point there. What do you say to
I
this
mean, she
one?
has her doctorate, for God's sake. She could have done it. She could have.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a brain for that because that's an excellent point. What do you say to that, Robin? We shouldn't
Yeah,
have to
there's all kinds of.
rely on the PCA but we have already caught them lying about the three DNA profiles. So,
Yeah.
you got a point there.
Right.
We
I
caught them
mean,
otherwise. We caught them
yeah,
otherwise.
I just feel like I'm at the point in this case where you could speculate on so many things, but I'm kind of like worn out by all that. I want to maybe start looking from a different angle so I can figure out what hasn't been speculated, what hasn't been said. What is it that they could have that we could think of that she didn't think she could get over right at that point? Because if she thought she could have, I think she would have. She's
Right.
pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah,
You know what I
she
mean? She's been practicing a long time. She has a doctorate in public administration and law and all that. I don't understand.
yeah.
She could have raped him, but obviously she didn't think she could. So there's a reason.
Well, let me ask you this concerning the girls being in the house. That's a very
Yeah,
traumatic experience. Even if they were in there and then they didn't see anything and they heard of the shape their colleagues were in, that's traumatic. It seemed like they bounced back really quick. To me,
yeah.
they would have been, if they had been there, they would have, been somewhere shaking like a leaf. How
Let me
can
tell you, it is very traumatic. And I would imagine my daughter at that age would have been really affected by it. But I'll tell you right now, she would have called 911.
Yeah,
She would have called 911 if she had blood all over her.
yeah.
Okay? My 8-year-old granddaughter would have called 911.
Mm.
That's
But
just, I don't understand those two. Maybe they're that spoiled or that out there or that guarded and everything, and that they just didn't know what to do. But yeah,
but
I know they weren't sleeping.
here's what doesn't make sense. How you doing, Robin?
I'm good, Davina.
Good. Is one of the girls from downstairs shouted up, or I forget, it was on the first floor or the second floor, and they said something like, shut the F up or something like that. If they would have heard them say that in the house, you would have think they would have came down the stairs and taken them out as well. Otherwise, they probably knew who it was. That's my only.
Well, yeah. I mean, unless the person said, "Well, shit, I got to get out of here because I awoke somebody else now, so now I'm into it. 4 people already. I got to get the heck out of here."
See,
But
that's the part I can't accept, because
yeah,
there's just wouldn't be no, if that person was on a mad killing spree, or I don't think it was one, but let's just say it was a group. There's
yeah,
no way they would have spared them. There's no way.
I
exactly.
That's
Especially
what
with
baffles me.
coming face to face with the person. You got to be
Right.
kidding me.
Exactly. It
Right.
just doesn't make sense. And if I scream up to, hey, well, you want to shut the F up, and then someone's getting, all my friends are getting massacred, they're gonna come down and see who they're coming down after me next.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
They would have
I mean, they want us to believe that they were just so freaked out by everything that they couldn't come out of their bedrooms and discover what happened early in the morning.
Yeah,
And
that's where it gets
okay,
really.
either way you slice it, they knew about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
I just don't think they were there. But I mean, it's possible they could have been. I just don't think they were. The way that it's told, it's just, if there's someone they're gonna say, oh, there's no witnesses, and they're gonna come down, they're gonna take out those people, so there's no one left, and that's why I have a hard time accepting. I mean, I don't know, but that's just
So
my
why?
theory.
I mean, why else? Why else would the police say we're not going to arrest you? That means that there was a chance that she could have been arrested.
Yeah.
To me.
Perjury.
So
Yeah.
to me, it says you say this on the stand and we won't arrest you.
Well,
You
that's a
come in.
possibility right there, because they're good at doing things like that. Or they could have made a deal, and they could have said, we'll put you in protection or something. That's, yeah.
Right, you saw somebody clad in black, you saw bushy eyebrows, that's all we need you to say. You
Right.
headed towards the back door, that's it. That's all you gotta say, and then that corroborates our eyewitness.
Right.
And then we won't arrest you. Because
Yeah.
we could arrest you, on messing up the crime scene and not calling 911. Anybody else would have been.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, why did she jet in the first place then?
there's
If she
just more of
she
this.
gave a statement to the police, both of them, and we got a hearing coming up, you should know you're gonna have to testify. So why did she jet in the first place? You might as well
Well, I
stay
don't
at
know. If they
home.
don't know to call 911, sounds like they don't know how to eat or something by themselves. I don't even get it.
You know, it's just a bunch of lies. And then his daughter
Yeah,
just got a mess. I don't
Yeah.
it's a
believe
bunch of snap.
I don't believe the PCA. I believe little bits and pieces of it. But what I believe that's gonna mess Brian up is that phone. Because if he can't come up with an alibi or somebody, I understand his family, and that's why I just on the screen next. This
He's
is supposed to
finito.
be his sister. What you say, Davino?
Then Brian will be finito.
Yeah,
Finito.
I'm
Yes.
just saying he is.
Yeah.
Hey, Hardjuice.
He is because the
Yeah.
you know you can't be missing for 2 and 3 hours during a crime that you're accused of.
Right.
I
Right.
understand why one of his friends or somebody that knows this man didn't do it, or most likely didn't do it, maybe
Right.
90% won't step up and just say, "Man, he was at my house. Let's just get this over with and let him come home." I just don't
Yeah.
understand. His sisters can't do it because they weren't around. But then somebody told me Amanda was over there in Moscow, and I was like, "What? Amanda
Right.
Koberger was in Moscow? Y'all just get ridiculous now." I mean, or maybe she was. It was a football game, you know.
Yeah. I still think they were ambushed.
Listen, I'm gonna read this. This is what supposedly Amanda Koberger posted back in the day. And the name of this video is I remember this one. It's the resurrection of Brian Koberger.
The
This the
resurrection.
mm-hmm. This the only one video that has this snapshot. It's not online anymore. So I have to keep going to the video to get it. It's a little small, but I'm gonna read right quick. Listen closely because we're getting ready to have an argument about this. I can feel it. Hey, check this out. I saw it myself before the big cyber scrub a couple of days in. It was yelled from the first floor up the stairs, and Bethany saw someone. It's just another fantastic story. I agree with the Vino. If she had spoken at all, first of all, I believe killers will secure the scene. First thing they do when they go in is find out who all is in there. And so if they were slack and didn't do that, if somebody spoke, come on. You ever seen in the movies where the person leaving and they hear something drop and they're like, what was that? And they know they haven't got everybody.
They're not getting out alive. Yeah. Exactly.
They got to go back because they can't leave
Yep.
anybody. You want to go to jail, leave somebody.
Yeah.
Tell somebody. So I don't know. But here's the I'm gonna get back to y'all's comments, but let me read this quickly. It's not too bad, but I want to talk about this one. This is supposed to be one of the sisters. I'm not sure which one, to be honest. Okay, it says Brian is my family, and you people in this group act like vultures and rabid raccoons. Brian is innocent, and you will see he has been framed by his drug partner friend, the security guard from the university. They were doing drugs together in the parking lot as they had done numerous times, but when security guard started acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window, Brian left. Hold on, it's so blurry. Brian left security guard and drove back to his apartment. The reason the phone was off is because the battery was flat and security guard was using the car charger. Brian stopped heroin years back, and this is cut off. This is not the whole thing. Brian stopped heroin years back and substituted the drug with cocaine. He was tried. He has tried so hard to stop everything, but he's an addict and he has bad migraines, so the cocaine actually helps him. He had no idea a security guard was going to do what he did, and he just wanted people. He just wanted. I can't read that line. People need to stop these singing videos and funny pictures of Brian and my dad, or we will sue you for everything you have. Or you just get a life and stop playing Facebook detectives because you are just a bunch of bored losers that have no morals. I think that is down there. Well, she right about the bored part because I've been bored. You know, the same information going around 5 and 6 times. She's right about that. I'm gonna get your opinion of this, but I'm just go ahead and say she got my vote on that because sometimes it's just nothing to report.
Yeah, I never knew that cocaine would definitely cure a migraine. I never heard of that before.
Okay.
They should start. Yes, I'm surprised doctors aren't prescribing that stuff right now. Oh God,
Yeah, there are
here's
some
a
of
little baggie for you. Here's a little vial. It'll fix you right up.
right. I was like, what? I'm gonna see what everybody.
Mamma mia, that's crazy.
Yeah. First of all, why would a sister tell anybody? She placing her brother at the scene. First of all,
Pretty much.
that's that's how we know neither of the sisters wrote it because Mr. Koberger wasn't having that.
Right.
Nobody's been speaking of that family but the aunt, as far as I know now.
That's
Maybe.
pretty bad.
All right. Let's see. The things they would try to have us believe in this case will well, I've never seen this type of audacity in any case before. You and me both, Randall and Lori Gray. You and me both. I have
Mm.
some of the things that they've done. I just can't believe it. It crosses the line so blatantly. I hear you on that. Hopefully, if they take the stand, Ann Taylor will cross examine and catch them out in lies. Well, they get ready to dip. They're not getting on the stand if they do plead the fifth. Somebody finally talks some sense into them. Because if they were my nieces or whatever, I would tell them, listen, you don't know anything. Let them solve their own case. I'm sorry, you know. And if I was Brian Koberger's sister, I'd just say he was with me. I don't care where I was. He was with me. Let them figure it out. You know, that's their job. Somebody in here was saying how Ann is making this money and doing the slow roll so she can just keep getting paid. I mean, come on. We read the money situation over there. They're
Mm.
just having a good time with funded money. It's in funds. In other words, it's been assigned to something specific you're supposed to spend it on. So Brian Cobra case is not on the list, but they're spending it. But anyway, Agape Love. Hey Davino, I can play Tarantella on the piano.
Nice. Hey, c'è la luna mezza male, mamma. Nice. Very nice. Hey.
All right, you welcome up. All right.
Amen to that. All right. Salud. Tante amore. Tante amore.
What in the world? Look at this. When it snows in your nose, you get cold in your brain.
When it snows in your nose.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Um, these people that wrote this, as far as I'm concerned, are the same ones behind Papa Rogers. It's all to set Brian up. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the same person that wrote Papa Rogers' discussion post wrote this. I wouldn't be surprised. And so then not only are you placing this guy at the scene, you're saying, well, he kicked heroin, but now he's on coke. You know, for the record, you know, my brother's still a drug addict. Basically, is what the person is saying. It's just really bad to try to say that the sisters wrote this. I hope my sister would better not tell some stuff like this. And then he's saying that the guy went to be a peeping Tom. Everybody's saying the security guard is Kopaka. Kopaka didn't have a job. He was on disability for PTSD. He wasn't
Yeah.
a security guard. He was getting a check. I think Drip Drop found a copy of his check. Drip Drop,
Some of these comments are great.
yeah, he went in the man's something, dug it up. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. This was months ago. And so he was on disability. And plus, we were calling the university. Remember, I know I called WSU. both schools said that Kapaka didn't work there. So I'm saying I don't believe he worked anywhere. And he had two roommates to help pay rent, so he didn't need a job.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. I remember the first floor incident in the beginning. It's been used in psychopsy. I've been hearing that word a lot too. All right, what's up? Tell it to L. Did she just say when it snows in your nose? Well,
That
what's
that
going
still
on,
that
L?
still that still makes me crack up. I love that. I think the physician should pay attention to this.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, maybe tell the L to come up and give us a little roll. I'm gonna put a link out in case you want to jump up. All right. She kept me company. The last line when you left, I was, oh, I'm gonna cry. Davino left me. And tell the L came up on the stage and kept me company.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. Now,
Can you hear me?
you coming in strong?
Hey, all right, there we go.
Yeah. All right. And so this is not only placing them at the scene, they're saying that the guy got out of the car and went. Sometimes when people lie, there's some truth to it. You just have to pick the sense from the nonsense. And so I was
Mm.
trying to see if any of this made sense. It doesn't. Not from the point of view of the sister. Now, if somebody was writing it to set him up, which obviously it is, because nobody in this family is going to place him at a crime scene, any crime scene. So who did write this early on? Because this is an old post. This came out right about the time they arrested him.
Mm.
So who knew all of this stuff to put out? He 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 was set up from A to Z. Now, whether or not he did it or not,
There's
they
no
had
way
to
he did
come,
this.
huh?
There's no way.
It's not
You got
looking good.
5 cars in a driveway. I mean, it.
I
The only thing I can think of, like I said, I'm going to find that YouTube video from that psychic guy, Todd, who's a detective, and I mean a psychic for the police departments or something, and his theory seems pretty much spot on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll find it out. I'll send it to you.
all right. Well,
It's really deep because the way he described it looked like 3 of the people that were at the food truck.
you go to psychics, Davino.
What?
You go to psychics.
No, I don't. No,
Tell the truth.
I've been the one long time ago. I
Mhm.
thought she was the weirdest thing in the world.
And what did she tell you?
Um, she just said I had a very strong energy,
Yeah, you do.
and
You
she
do.
said it's kind of confusing. She said, I'm just having a hard time, basically reading you at the moment. I said, well, when we come back or something.
Right, right,
But I don't know. I mean, some are legit, and some are just a good actors and actresses.
right, right.
But this psychic detective guy is fantastic, and he solved a lot of crimes.
Okay,
So I'll have to find it, and I'll get it over to you.
okay. All
It's
right.
really deep because the way he described these 3 perpetrators that were hiding in the closet are like almost 3 of the people that were at the food truck that night on video.
Right,
And one of them was that guy with the beard with kind of like the long hair they were talking to.
right,
If
right.
you remember that, I was like, that's kind of really creepy.
Yeah. So what did he say? The three guys were hiding in the closet
He
when
said he
he got
said
home?
one of the guys had really bad body odor. He had long hair. He had a beard. The other 2 that were there, but there was 3 of them. They were hiding in a closet, and that's what he saw. So they were ambushed when they got home. And he feels that it didn't last really quick, no 9 minutes. That they were tied and bound at least for an hour. They were tortured until their demise.
Right.
And
Wow.
it happened when they were tortured. It was fast. Like it didn't. I think they were tied and bound for a while, and then eventually, the acts took place, and they were very brutal.
You know, it's funny that you say that because my video where I showed on Google Maps,
Yeah,
and I was one of the first ones to give the 9 minute time.
yeah,
I was the first one.
yeah.
They took that video down, and they usually don't take my videos down. As a matter of
That's
fact,
weird.
I think that's the only one they ever took down. And so on that video, I had the three guys. You
Yeah,
see,
this is what he said in this. I forget who he was talking. I'm gonna find the video, and he said something like these attacks took place way before that. They were earlier.
yeah, yeah.
He said then that time frame is completely wrong.
I said the same thing.
So when they got home, they were already waiting for them, and they were hiding in the closet. And then they just came out, and I think maybe when it was, I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was music playing loud, and I don't know the whole thing. The thing with Dylan and Bethany wasn't really a big concern to him. It was more about what just happened to those four.
Yeah.
But he
Well,
said that they were hiding in the closet, and they just ambushed them. They were tied and bound. They were enjoying this. Nothing was going on at first. Possibly, maybe one of them might have been held to gunpoint. I don't know. But
yeah.
then eventually, within that hour, towards the end, is when the torture took place, and then they succumbed to their injuries very quick.
Right, right, right.
That's basically how he described. I'll find it for you and I'll send it to you.
I mean, it sounds logical to me. And
It
remember,
really is. It's very believable because the way he puts it together, it all makes sense.
yeah. Well, the detective, he has a YouTube channel. I can't remember his name. He's a retired detective. I
This
used to
guy's name is
help
Todd
him.
something. I just can't remember his name. Yeah, the last name.
He had an inmate on his show via the
Mm-hmm.
telephone. He said that the killer was already in the house.
Yep.
I mean, at the beginning.
Yep.
So, I mean, we all saw three people. Everybody kept saying three people because in my video, it had the Google Maps and I had the car. I cut the car out. I had it on the actual streets on Google Maps, counting down. I came to 8 to 9 minutes. And then a little bit later on, Harsh came up with, I think, 9 minutes. Somebody else after that. And then after a while, everybody started saying 9 minutes. But in that video, I believe it's on the cover of the video too, the thumbnail. It's the three guys standing in black. And I told him, I said, it was multiple guys.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
Not just that video. I said, this probably was like three people. Because we got to have a driver, whether he went inside and helped with the crime or he was just a driver. We have to have a driver. And so that puts us at two people. And then when you think about needing a little backup in case something goes wrong, that's three people. So I don't believe that it was. I never believed it was one person
No,
because I just didn't. Right. Let's see what we got here. Do you remember what video?
I'm gonna look for it on my other phone. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. The court, Mr. G filed. Right. Remember, he filed the lawsuit for him and for Maddie's family.
Yeah.
Robin. I don't know whatever became of that, or I think that was the right to file is what he put in for. That's weird though. We're talking about the tort Mr. G filed. All right, a
Yeah.
copy of the tort says that you, Idaho, ISP, etc., may get held responsible for the deaths of Maddie and Kaylee, not about botching up after the crime investigation. I'm confused. I need somebody to explain this. Who's coming up? I don't really know about the tort that much. I mean, I haven't read the part of it.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten to it. So if somebody wants to come up, that's cool. If not, we'll just keep going. Let me see. I had two more topics, and be honest with you, I haven't seen any decent news. I know y'all like Hart. You must think she on vacation, but no. If I don't put out, it's nothing to put out, and it's no use in just making up something silly. I don't have time for that. So there's nothing really out there besides gossip news And then I heard about the interview with Harsh, but
No.
it's nothing new and amazing except the old stuff is falling apart that they put out. Here's something here. Check out Reverend Donna Serafina. She's a psychic who described that it was Brian and him only. Now, first of all, let me give a shout out to Mountain Man. I didn't even see you in here. But let me tell y'all something about these psychics. I'm Pentecostal, and we're not allowed to go to psychics. At least that's how I was raised. Now, I feel like psychics and so-called quote unquote prophets in the church, they all have the same gift, but they're not all coming from the same place. And so I'm not going to go into that. I'm just saying I don't patronize psychics. I'm not telling you not to, and I am interested in the stories, but I don't. I just don't because I just don't. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not saying telling you what to do. I'm just saying I don't. I don't even really listen to some of these prophets at the churches. I mean, you can tell if somebody has a discernment about stuff, regardless of their title. If somebody is a psychic and they talking to me, telling me stuff, and I don't know they're a psychic, that's one thing. But to just go into a psychic shop, I wouldn't do that.
All right.
Quiet. Everybody quiet. Our truth always gotta ruin it. It's all good. It's all good. People have different beliefs, you know, and so, but I do believe people have gifts of discernment. I know they do. You know, it's just it's complicated. So I'm not gonna take the time to try to explain it. You don't want to hear that anyway. Let's see what Tell the L is talking about. The law states you have to file a tort Idaho by a certain time so they can decide at a later time. Really weird law, but no surprise here. Okay, let me see if I can find something about that. What is a tort? Can somebody please tell me? Let me see. That's bad. Y'all have to tell me. Well, let me find
This could have been.
the window.
home. And you and I have been working on another
Okay.
case.
It says
It's a son. You have to have a
okay.
combination of nurture.
Probably maybe a laborer that can get into
No, that's not it.
doing the work easily.
Is there a guard skate or anything?
First off, say that or a slideshow.
Is that your TV?
Sorry about that. I turned down my volume.
Use something else. Idaho tort law. Okay. It says the Idaho Tort Claims Act is a law that creates liability for tort claims against government entities in Idaho. It allows victims to bring claims against units of government. The act creates rules and requirements for these types of claims. What is the tort cap in Idaho? Section 6, 1603, damages exceeding 250. Suing government agencies. Wow. Well, I don't know about the time limits and stuff. I really don't even want to comment, and I wish somebody would come that knows about it. I have so many things open here. Okay, all right, where are we? Somebody was saying something about Judge. What do y'all think about him at this point? Is he being fair? Robin? Let me see. Yeah, they don't want to be caught off guard for sure. Okay, do y'all think that Judge is being fair Terry Sloop, Mountain Man, Reverend Donna said a red-headed man was with the dark-haired man. Okay. Who? Oh, yeah, the psychic. Well, they had psychics on the case, the Wayne Williams case. You know, that's the biggest Atlanta murder case, as far as I know. And he's still in prison, saying he's innocent. But they had psychics trying to catch the person, and one lady was way out. But one of them did say he lived with his parents and something else. But basically, what got it in that case was the FBI profiler. And I mean, it's a method to that madness. But they had a lot of people trying to get the edge for that. So I mean, I know of psychics working criminal cases. Some of them know what they're talking about, and some of them don't. It just depends on the case, I think. Do they sue for wrongful death? I know Mr. G put in for him and Maddie's family to be able to sue, and I knew it was coming. I just don't know when. Right? I know that's coming. He put his paperwork in what, in February? And he also filed for the Mogans. I think he's being complicit. You talking about Judge Robin? I think he is just doing whatever they tell him to do. That's, he wants to still have a job after this is over with. I can't really blame him for that. But they're gonna do whatever they want to do anyway. There's no use in him stepping out there to be a martyr or whatever. They're doing whatever they want to do. I think they're all in cahoots. They all work for the state. They're all from the same block. So what's gonna be different between one and the other? They're all from the same block, the state of Idaho. And this lady, here's what this lady, Judge has the demands, and we are waiting on his decision. I mean, story of our lives. We're waiting for this December 1st deadline for them to turn in the IGG paperwork. They turned in nothing but the same sentence: we gave you everything we had. And nobody made it to do. Ann Taylor's not, and she should be in the news saying, hey, you see these people, she should be bashing our DNA in public, doing her job, working it out of people's minds before they end up in a courtroom. When they turned in that one paragraph, two paragraphs on December 1st, I mean, I just feel like she should have came out and said something. Hey, we told you this DNA is, they don't have the paperwork. I would start making accusations. Whatever I'm legally allowed to say, I would say it, to discredit the DNA because they can't come up with it. But I don't know. She quiet on that. And people are making me mad when they say, well, it's the burden of proof is on the state. Brian Koberger doesn't have to prove anything. Okay, keep saying that. Brian Koberger is locked up with no bond and not getting one either. So how is the ball in his court and he's incarcerated? I mean, I feel like he should hurry up and try to get out of jail. When they first brought him to jail in Pennsylvania, his parents should have fought extradition and kept the son in Pennsylvania as long as they could, because he didn't know what he was walking into. And it turned out to be madness. But even though the burden of proof is on the state, like I said before, it's plenty of innocent people in prison. And I've seen forced, we've all seen forced confessions, we've seen lies, false witnesses, we've seen planted evidence, we've seen where people went to jail for putting the wrong DNA. Did you see where they locked this man up from the lab for putting DNA from other cases, planting it at the crime scene? He did it several times, and they had to let all the people out of jail that he processed. So, I mean, it's a dirty game. They've been doing it. So just because the burden of proof is supposed to be on the state, doesn't mean that they're not playing fair. This man needs to get out of jail. He needs to try to hurry up and get out of jail before a court or a trial or whatever. They need to, if the grand jury indictment is gonna stand, try to keep trying to get it thrown out. Because going to trial in 2 or 3 years, as it stands with what they have right now, depending on the jurors, look at what the grand jurors did. They might convict him, whether he did it or not. Depending on where they get the jurors from, they might all be from the same block, you know? And they're not gonna go back and say, oh, I made a mistake, Let's spin the block one more time because we want to make sure we got the right person. When do you think they're gonna say that? I don't. Robin, there was a lot in the high court in Idaho about a few things right now. Yeah, it's a lot of filings. I agree with that. But I don't think it's anything that's it's redundant. It's repetition. I think 10 times she's asked for the DNA. 10 complaints, 10 motions. She's on number 11, I think. So, all right. Project Innocence advocates for peeps wrongfully in jail. They do, but remember we did a video on that. They can only get to so many, and they said that majority of the time it can take up, 30, 40 years to get the person off. We went on the website, and some of those people that they got off, it was after 20 or 30 years. Well, not here in color, bloody. I knew this was gonna come up. What's up, Annie? You still in Vegas? Or you at home now? What's going on?
Better be winning.
Huh? You still in Vegas? Not for covering bloody frat boy.
Ah,
Okay, so what about the 3 people in the closet? Are these frat boys in the closet?
possibility.
Or are these people off the street hired guns or what? Who are the 3?
I don't know.
Only one I know should be a suspect is the one that was finding Ethan. I think his name is Jack also, if I'm not mistaken. I think he should be a suspect because he was very close to the house after the fight. He had time to be over there. But
I
then,
don't. I still believe that the night at the food truck that all those people knew this was going down.
yeah, I do too.
Like they were just waiting for them to leave, and as they were something, and they were going on their phones or something. Like just it was just too coincidental.
Well, one thing about it, the Wi-Fi crashed. So a
Mhm.
lot of people were on their phones talking, texting back and
Mhm.
forth about something enough, for it to go down like that. So
Right.
that's what you were saying. That all these people were on their phones. People were talking.
Simultaneously. Yeah.
Not just at the grub truck. I'm saying, like you were saying, everybody knew, and they
Yep.
went back and forth on their phones. And next thing you know, the school Wi-Fi is down. And who's using school Wi-Fi? Students. So that's who knew, because that's who was using the Wi-Fi. That's
It just seemed like they were getting ready, waiting for the show.
right. And then the ones walking single file from the house. Remember,
Right.
your guy said that it happened earlier, which I
Yeah.
certainly agree with.
His name is Todd Siegel.
All right.
So I looked. I was on the YouTube channel before, and I guess the guy now is charging people to become a member. I'm like, what's up with this?
Yeah.
So I tried to go around it and figure I could get another way, but I couldn't. So, but if you go on there, if you have to pay like $4.99 a month or something like that, I don't know. But you
Yeah.
can watch the whole thing where he talks about the 3 people hiding in the closet.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was based on an astrology chart, but it really makes sense in the timeline the way he explains it.
I believe you. And then you say he had a success rate, right?
He's well known as solving a lot of crimes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds real good. I
Check it
think
out.
it's my theory because I said 3 people months ago, and they
Yep.
took my video down. So evidently they know it was 3 people too, and we're going with this garbage. But it's falling apart, and maybe it's result of prayers because if Dim and Bethany don't testify, they don't. They're gonna have to shut it down
Something.
because the jury needs witnesses. They love witnesses. They already said they're not going to admit their own DNA into the trial. They're not going to introduce it in. So if they don't, I don't know why Ann Taylor would, because all they have left is the phone pings, the car, and no witnesses. It's over.
Yeah.
If Demon Bethany don't testify, I think it'll be about over with. I do. But telling a YouTuber or whoever, whether it's Nancy Grace or Ashley Banfield, telling them that
Oh, I can't stand that lady. I'm sorry. I don't like her.
you don't like Ashley.
Because she's, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of hers. It's like she's just going right at that guy. No matter what someone says, she doesn't want to believe it. Her mind is focused that he did all this.
Mm.
And
Okay, we're waiting for your sound to come back in. Can you hear me, Reno?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know what just happened. I think we all just slipped into the Twilight Zone. I have no idea. But going back to Ashley Banfield, I mean, I'm not a big fan of hers because she's totally, completely against BK. You could give her reasons why he didn't do this. She don't want to hear it. She is focused and driven that he did this.
Well, she was like Nancy was like that at first, but
Yeah, but
it's starting.
she hasn't changed.
She said she didn't believe that the two girls were texting each other. She said I have a hard time believing that. Remember, she backed out for a couple of stories recently.
Nancy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's back and
Yes,
forth.
he hasn't budged.
It's back and forth.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just met the family and have helped with documents and stuff. It's a blessing to me in return, truly, Agape. Okay, that's Tell It to L talking to
Got
Agape.
the move.
All right. Oh, this is the guy's name, Todd Segal.
Yeah. Todd's, yes, Seagull. He's not related to Steven Seagal, but yes.
All right, so noted. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can Google him, and there's a lot of different things that come up about him.
Yeah. What does he do for a profession? Is he just uh
I
you
guess he's a psychic detective.
oh, but he's a detective also.
Yeah, he's a psychic detective. He solved many crimes.
Yeah. All right.
Plus,
Well,
he does readings and things like that too. But yes,
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll just take your take on it because I don't.
yeah, definitely check it out.
All right, I believe that he is on the same page with me with the 3 people. I said that, and
100%.
yeah. Oh, I agree. Oh, I think she's getting ready to start crying. Hold on, let me get the dog. I'll be right back.
I know. I just heard a little CNA.
All right.
We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, and that's the name of this show. We're going to talk about the chaos that could possibly happen from this case. You know what I don't like you saying that?
Okay, who said that?
What?
Maybe I'm hearing stuff.
The little CNA? What that means? Dog.
All right. Say it again. How do you say it?
CNA.
CNA.
CNA. Yes.
That means dog.
CNA. Yeah.
CNA. All right.
Yep.
That's 2 words.
What's
CNA.
one word actually?
I got 2. I got Kachina, kitchen.
Kachina. Yeah.
That's 2. Yay.
Kachina's one. Well, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I think it was like 2. Yeah, I follow you.
Okay. As a journalist, I despise Ashley. She's a paid, biased, one-sided reporter.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can't hate the player now. You gotta hate the game because Ashley's working for a station. She gotta say whatever, you know. You pay a price when you go rogue and just say whatever you want to say, you know. So she's just doing her job. I don't know if she actually believes that stuff or not, because some of it at the beginning she questioned a little bit, but Ashley told she repeated a lot of lies. I mean, a lot of lies, and like I said, she's repeating it, but Ashley told some big ones about this case. She's gone further than Nancy Grace, in my opinion. She has said some things that's just totally ridiculous. But in the beginning, she's the one that counted out the guys and let us know it was four, maybe five that were coming from the house or from that direction. And Brian Enton shone the light to show how close the house is from when those guys were walking by Banfield. All right, so here's a question. If the three guys, let's say there were three guys waiting in the house, right? Okay, how do we explain Maddie's coat on the fire hydrant? Did she take it off? Or did the guy that dropped them off home? I don't know. I don't know the answer myself. Don't watch the 2020 predictions. I'm going to check that out. Lowers it in his body cam gesture right after. Who are you talking about, Terry? He raises his clipboard and lowers it on his body cam gesture right after. I'm not sure what you mean.
I have no idea.
All right. LOL, you're right. I'm on YouTube, bro, because I hate the game of MSM. Well, you got to keep going up, L. You broke 1,000, and so now it's time to get busy. You, I was on your page about 2 or 3 days ago. Um, I think it was Friday. So I don't know what you're doing, but I mean, you're right there at it. You did all that to stop and do what? Um, or maybe I'll talk to you about it. Annie Ruler, Rosendahl recruited for his cheating ways. Sheath on thighs, still put money on it that it was police, crowd control, gun in backseat, weekend chase, Bash K face in allegedly. What in the world? That's a lot of
I'm talking
information.
about Kaylee.
This is the guy that took a picture of her license, and he was at that house on more than one occasion for the noise calls. And he took a picture of the kitchen too. I put a short out on that. He did take a picture of the kitchen. He was really out of bounds, and so I don't know how is law enforcement involved in the actual crime in any way, or are they just doing the cover up job? Hmm? Is it is it a cover up job because they don't know who did it? They know who did it, but they can't prosecute them, or they just covered it up because they don't know who did it. And Brian was a good suspect. I feel like it's because Brian was a good suspect. When they got to him, and found out that his phone, wasn't on, and then they got a white car that claimed uh, whatever. Last time I said that, Davina, you were like, sure they do. But they said they got it, and he had a white car. But I think that last week in November, they just started setting that man up. And then I believe it's possible that they got Brian's father's DNA when he was there to pick him up. When he picked him up to drive back to Pennsylvania, I believe that was an opportunity for law enforcement to get both of them's DNA. And then all this stuff that supposedly jumped off, this super cop work over there in Pennsylvania probably never happened. Just a theory. Here's another one for Rosendahl. Terry, is Rosendahl the one with Kaylee at the house? Yes, it is. All right. We hear the names Pete, and one of the guys at Banfield was Peter with a knot on his head, huge knot plus bushy brows with cops plus the phone images. That's true. They did say one of the guys out there had bushier eyebrows than Brian. And then I think they showed shots of him in the apartment after that. Okay, I'm going down. Annie, doesn't make sense. The undercover Banfield cops finished them up before the calls to JD and faked the texts for confusion. It's a good question. And his wife now owned two Labradoodles, same color as Kay's. Well, you know who else had the dog? The man that supposedly took uh, Maddie and Kaylee home. Why is this guy in the clear so fast? That's what I want to know. Why is he in the clear so fast? He was the last one to see Maddie and Kaylee alive before they got home. So I don't understand how the police can just clear him and say he came by and gave us information. I'd have cleared everybody the first month, if you ask me. Was Bushy Brow at Banfield on any grub footage? Well, let's see. Hold on a minute. Google is so intrusive. You can't move for asking for permission to do something. Okay, where are we going? To the grub truck? I really need to be on my Mac. Well, you can't do all of that. See if we can get a shot of everybody. Try it over here. All right. I don't know if you can see this picture here. I can make it bigger. Hold on a second. You got to get down. It's. I'm busy right now. All right. So hold on. Let me blow it up. Well, they have somebody blocked out. Can you see? All right. Who the guy with the long hair? He's been a suspect. I might be able to get a video. Let me check the chat. Driver may have been Kaylee's private security, told the L, and hence rumors about Sergeant getting a message. I don't know what I think on that yet. Okay. Grub Truck Joe Vito has a group pic with MPD. Let me get a video. Turn the volume down. Okay, you're gonna have to hold on a second. I'm gonna just stop it right here. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so this is the grub truck. What about back it up? I can just freeze frame. He also has a not Dutch brother sweater. When cops at apartments with him, bloody look on that yellow Dutch brothers sweater. Oh, you talked about this one with the long hair. I'm more suspect because Steve's on words about the driver. Hayden Villa had a bump on his forehead. Hold on. He also has a knot. I saw one about the forehead. This case points to having so many more. Oh, here it is. Hayden Villa had a bump on his forehead an hour and a half after his grub truck pick. Yeah, I saw. They took pictures of the apartment. I mean, a video. Somebody videoed them at the apartment. I don't know if I remember what condition he was in, but I saw that video. This case points to so many having more motive than BK. This case points to right. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I think his teacher or even the students at WSU could have turned his name in, but somebody did it in November, and I think Papa Rogers and this post is supposed to be from his sister, and putting his car on TV after they already had his car is all foolishness. And so, if they had all of this in November, they just start processing Brian, and everything else is just lying to us or influencing us so that we would believe everything in the PCA. That's pretty much how I see it. And so now maybe I will switch horses and talk about Brian, because I feel like they could have gotten his dad's DNA from uh, Washington. I'm not sure how long Brian's dad was in Pullman before they left. Okay, that's the guy that I'm talking about. With the sweater on, right? With his hat on in the back, right, L? Yeah, Joe Vito at Grub Truck with the camera. Coke can is an undercover cop. With the camera, Coke can. Let me look over here where I can see. I don't see. I don't know. I don't know about that. I can't tell. All right, a virtual stranger has the confidence to debut his crime hoax with his splash, entering a house with many peeps and knowing he can contain so many. All right, Miss Cindy, with this splash, entering a house with many peeps and knowing he can contain so many. Yeah. Well, I think that's what Davino was saying, and the guy with multiple perpetrators is that it's not feasible to think that one person would approach this house, see all these cars parked in the driveway, knowing all these people are home, knowing there's at least one guy in there because Ethan's Jeep was in the driveway and so was his sister's. It seemed like more people were home than were actually home. And so, you know, that makes, I mean, I don't see one person having that confidence unless they had a gun and a knife. And then the story just gets more and more fantastic as you build on that. You know, either they were already there or they bum rushed. And I believe the crime. What time do y'all believe the crimes occurred? Put the time that you think. Let me give you a post, a survey. All right. It's 10:45. We're gonna let out at 11:15 tonight because I have a few things I need to do. And as you can see, somebody is going to just wind through the whole thing if I don't sit here and go along with this. Okay, so let me put the survey in for you guys. Okay, here's the survey question. The poll, if I can see it down here. And I can't see it yet. There it is. Okay. What's the crime?
You know, I just caught something.
Okay.
I was watching that guy Todd Siegel before, and he said that pertaining to Kaylee, I guess the reason why she came back, she probably thought whatever was going on with the D word, that it was gonna blow over, and she did realize that they were dealing with some very bad people,
Yeah.
and I guess it didn't blow over, and that's what happened.
Right. Right.
He
Well,
definitely feels that it's definitely centered around either Molly's or something like that, and someone opened their mouth or someone got involved in someone's business or whatever the case may be, and yeah, that's basically what happened.
yeah, that sounds about right. Because from
Yeah,
the beginning, we all said Kaylee, and then people started branching out to each, student to see which one it could be, if not all of them. But Kaylee really stood out. I know y'all keep
she
telling me
did.
but
She had that type of personality, but also he also believes that he 100% that one of the roommates know everything, and they're not talking.
yeah. And which one do you think it is?
Well, that's the mystery. That's what he didn't say. But I would probably, if I took a shot on that, I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know. It's tough. I mean, Dylan's boyfriend Quinn was a dealer. We know that.
Right.
But he did mention that they parked the truck also in, I guess, somewhere's in off to the front. And he did mention about supposedly, if it were Brian, can't prove it yet, that the other car was in the back up by the woods on the hill.
Right.
So he's saying that he sees one, and he sees other like two, like other three people coming from the house, and one was coming out the front door, and then possibly whoever was coming out the sliding glass door.
Now you
But he
know
never
that.
said that they entered in that way. They said that's the way they gone out.
And that's really weird that he would say that because remember the university student that posted in the public post on the campus said there was a camera in the back in the woods, and the camera caught somebody running out of the front door, and
Yep.
and it reported a black truck.
That's what he said. And Dylan's boyfriend Quinn has a black truck.
I mean, this is
And
somebody.
if you remember that, the night when those kids were in that field, there was a black truck that drove by.
Right, right.
And you can't miss it. Just go to that video.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And on the post, it said that a female ran out of the front door, and I think it said about 2:15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he said he saw it was not there was multiple people there, but he said it was very, very brutal. In his own, he didn't go into great detail, but he said it was very bad. But it was all sent around the D word.
Right, right. How? When did he make these statements?
Well, these were back in when the case first came out, and I just watched a recent one just now with him. That one you can watch on YouTube. And then it's not only about that case; it's about the Delphi murders. It's about there's one other thing, and then they eventually got around to Moscow,
Right.
and they were talking about it, and they were just saying, how it's possible that they didn't say that they definitely had the right guy. They said, I just see another car in the back of the woods that was parked up top, and a truck that I saw that was parked somewhere in the front, but off to the side.
Right.
And I saw one or two people coming out the front door, and then I saw a bunch of other people coming out the sliding glass door.
Right. And this
But it
was
didn't all happen. They all didn't come out the same time. It was like
wow.
they came out, and then after, then the other ones, the other three came out by themselves.
Yeah.
But he said that one of the roommates they pretty much know everything what happened.
I would have to say that's hard to pick because Bethany was,
Yeah,
but I would have to say it was Dylan because of where her room
yeah,
was.
yeah. That would make sense
Her
because
room
at first when she said right,
And from the beginning, this is the statement we had was from Dylan. We didn't have a statement from Bethany. Not in the PCA. They said that both girls gave statements, but they were only putting Dylan's statement in there. So I feel like they did talk to her and come to an agreement about this is what we're going to say happened at the beginning. Bethany, I'm not so sure if they even got a statement from Bethany early on because they didn't share it with us.
he did say something also about that supposedly two of the roommates were asleep and the other two were awake.
Right. And that makes sense. So Maddie and Ethan were asleep.
I mean, Zaina or Maddie and Ethan.
Maddie and Ethan, I thought, were asleep because
Okay.
Kaylee
Yeah,
and Xana suffered the most. And so I
right,
was thinking maybe they were the ones that got a chance to realize what was going on while the other was being attacked and tried to fight.
right. He said like one of them was trying to run for their life,
Hmm.
and I have a feeling it was probably Kaylee.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then we know that all four of them. Did he say anything about whether the bodies were moved, were they killed in the rooms, or if somebody ran for their life, then maybe they made it out of the room, and then we know that the crime scene was tampered with because they're telling us, they
The
found.
first one I watched when it first came out, compared to this one, but no, he said that I think it was Kaylee tried to run and then they took her and they threw her back into the room or something. Um, but he didn't say about no bed being pushed up against no wall,
Right,
nothing
right,
like that, where she was pinned in. But it was like they took her, they threw her back into, like they just launched her right back into the room,
yeah,
and it wasn't very nice either.
right. I can just imagine those kids went through hell, and it didn't even have to be all of that. But at the same time, if drugs were involved, somebody
But
know Kaylee just keep coming up to me with this.
I know, and the weirdest thing is when he was saying that they were actually good people because he was talking to another lady too. I'll send you the video on that one. But the father said the strangest thing. He said they didn't have to go upstairs on the
Yeah.
third floor. So what does that even mean? Like, is it just why they have to go after my daughter, or did he know that somebody else was involved in this, and it wasn't her?
What he was saying was, if Xana and Ethan were the target, they were already
Right,
on the second floor where you enter the home. And so, from the sliding glass door, you're already on the second floor. And
right,
or if you come to the front door and go up the stairs, you're on the second floor. So if Maddie and Kaylee weren't involved in the original plan, they could have got to Ethan and Xana and just left. There was no reason for them to go upstairs if Maddie and Kaylee were up there in the rooms and they weren't targets.
right.
Which is
And that's
true.
where and that's where I think that she must have known something because they did go after her.
Yeah, and she was back for the weekend.
Right, and he felt like she thought whatever took place prior to this, why she left, it was gonna blow over, and that's why she came back and she thought everything was in the clear,
Right, right.
and then it never gone away from
Yeah.
the get go.
So, what have the police said about this guy's account of everything? Because it seems like he's spot on with so many aspects of it. I haven't heard so far what said that he said is the same thing I say. If most of it, I mean, obviously, I don't
Yeah,
care.
I mean, you two might think a lot alike because he said a lot of times they value my opinion because I'm not saying law enforcement doesn't do their job, but sometimes people are just not getting the answers they want to hear,
Right.
and he's known as a psychic investigator.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll check it out.
Yeah, check him out. Just
And
Google him. You'll find a bunch of stuff on him.
well, if it's already published, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't want to be sitting watching somebody shuffling cards and all that stuff.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I promise you.
Oh, okay, well we're
I
good.
would not waste your time. I don't like all that. That drives me crazy.
Well, yeah, it's a lot. I just rather not. But if it's just straight up conversation, I'm good with that. And
It
it
is.
sounds
It's
like
him
he's spot
and a
on.
female.
It
Yeah.
sounds like he's spot on, and I think they need to really just stop lying so much and try to come together with some kind of resolution where everybody's not completely embarrassed.
Well, he's so mellow when he talks. He's
Yeah,
just so calm. He's just mellow.
yeah,
I don't think the guy even raises his voice. I mean, he's just very, and he's actually interesting to listen to. At times, he may seem a little monotone, but he's very interesting.
yeah. I believe it. I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, check him out.
It's making more sense than what's coming out in these he said, she said, you know,
Right.
because we need evidence. We need evidence of what is hard evidence. We need it. They're
He
not
said something about the killer or killers that they drive a forklift or something.
wow. Wow.
And something with metal and you mentioned the name Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's significant to this case. Just different things start popping in his head.
I need to look into that.
Yeah,
Wow, wow, wow.
just trying to be helpful. That's all.
We'll find a forklift driver.
Yeah, he said something about they drive a forklift and then they said whoever did this, or correct me, they had criminal records.
Right.
Not like not majoring in criminology, but criminal records itself.
So that's interesting because if that's the case, they claim they took the DNA, put it in CODIS, and didn't get a hit.
Right.
And then remember the three unknown male DNA. I guess this was those guys, and they
Yeah, I
know.
have a feeling it probably was.
They have to know it. They have to know who.
Well, that's why there's a gag order right now because I bet you they do know what's going on, But I don't know why it's 3 other people involved. Unless if Brian he was there, possibly he could have been in the car, maybe at the top of that hill in the back by the woods. I mean, then he's definitely an accomplice. But
Well,
I just don't know for a fact.
or 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 had gotten his drugs, him and his friend, and parked back there like they said, and this
Yeah,
thing claiming it's the sister. Maybe somebody that was around there saw what happened and is trying to, help him out. I don't know. But they said in this little thing that they said Amanda wrote, they said they were parked somewhere,
right.
on
And he
Blaze.
mentioned the truck.
Right, right.
Now,
So
in my mind, it's 2 things. It's either Quinn, her boyfriend, Dylan's boyfriend, or could have been the cop,
either one
Rosenthal.
or Dylan's dad. I think he has the same truck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he said he would do anything for her.
sure did. Oh, you're real
Anything.
tonight. Oh, you're on a roll. He did say that, and then guess what? He was kind of abusive to the the stepmother, so he probably was abusive to her too. And so he felt, it sounded to me like he trying to make up for lost time, or get on the right foot with her when he wrote that. Well, it was kind of creepy. I mean, why
Yeah, it
couldn't he
was.
tell her that? What is he writing it for?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's crazy. But
But I think this guy's, from what he's saying, I think he's pretty much spot on.
all right, let me see what happened with the survey. Did y'all even see it?
No,
Did it go
I
up?
was too busy doing my detective work.
I
Let me
see.
see.
I don't even.
Let me look at your survey.
I don't even see it.
I don't see it either.
Do you see it? Let me look again. Let me
Oh, there
look.
it is, right there. I see it. Okay.
Oh, you see it? I can't see it.
Well, all I see is 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and 4 a.m. I don't see it. What the question is?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make it again then.
But I kind of have an idea what the question is based on those 3 times.
You got to go, Mocha. I'm gonna trust you to get down here, but don't chew up anything.
Look at the little puppy.
You got to go, honey.
And how many do you have?
How many what?
Dogs.
Just her.
Just her, and she's enough.
Well, our family dog passed away this same month last year. We have
I'm
30
sorry. Sorry
years.
for your loss.
Thank you. And so I was not rushing to do anything. I was shocked when I saw this dog. I loved her, but I was like, um, I just was reminded of the dog we lost, and he was the same color. Well, he was a big dog, and so I don't know. It's time to move on, I guess. All right, what was the question? What time were the crimes? That was the question. Okay, the choices are 2 a.m. I know it's broad, but I don't know how many options I can use on this. Okay, 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. What the police claim. Okay, can you see it now? Hmm. Let me look on this side. The police said for um the guys, the young guys, they were they were coming from the house at 3:12. Remember that? That's a clue. Remember the guys that were seen walking towards the Banfield. It was 3:12. All right, let's see. Okay, some more people need to vote. I'll just wait on it. All right. Let me see. So far, people are saying 3. How long do you think this crime took? Do you think they were in there for an hour based on what the guy said? 30 minutes, 40 minutes? They have plenty of time, I guess. But here's another thing. If the people were coming out of the front and back doors, that means the crowd of students that were, there when they were supposedly calling 911, they had been in the house already, right? Doesn't that now see tell the L, that's why you my girl. Cause you always tell me something good. I love my pup too. I'm used to her now. She likes to watch TV. So we buddies. Movies, I mean. All right. Robin Latham. I go through more SIGs when I talk about this case than I do in a normal week. I swear, I'm going to file a tort to sue for lung cancer based on investigating this fiasco. You need to calm down, Robin. That's a good one. All right. Charlie King is actually Reed's like great grandpa, something Henry Upmore. He created shredded wheat. Okay, tell the L, this is weird. This stuff you're posting. Joe Vandal named after Joseph. They are huge. I am completely lost. That's been my reaction for like several of your posts. You're gonna have to help me understand this stuff. Robin, I wish I still smoke. Now, why would you say that, Miss Sydney? Oh, how cute your doggy is. Listen, have you seen Leslie's dog, Jack? He looks something like Murphy to me. Thank you so
Hmm.
much. I have such horrible allergies, I had to stop. Well, I just feel like we made some we uh we made some groundwork with the case. I don't know if we can believe all of these second and third hand reports. Oh boy. Uh,
Sorry about that.
they sound aggressive.
No, they just hearing people. I guess I don't know. They're weird.
Think so.
Yeah.
I looked up the corgis,
It's all
right?
right. He growls like a wolf.
Uh, he sounds like a wolf.
That's everybody say hi to Bam Bam. That's Bam Bam. Say hi, Bam Bam.
Hey,
There he
Bam
is.
Bam. Oh, I love that name.
That's
What's up,
Bam Bam.
Bam? Put the camera on him. Let us see him.
Hang on. Let me see if I can get him. Hang on. It's tough to get. Let me see. Wait a minute here. Hang on. Let me see if I can get him on the camera here.
Is he in a bad mood or is he just playing? He sounds rough. Smoking calms your nerves. Oh, I love Mocha. She's keeping me company and she likes to watch movies. And so, like after this live, I put on my movie, Netflix or whatever, and she'll watch the movies with me until she goes to sleep. Only thing is, she don't like being in that cage, and she chews up stuff. I wish you guys would watch Linda Lane. Oh, there you go. Do you have some Linda Lane information? Because it's 11:08. Do you guys want to go to midnight or are you good? What's going on? How are we feeling? Everybody awake? We got plenty more to talk about, or you guys want to call it quits at 11:15? We don't have to go to 12 midnight if you don't want to. I'd be in prison if I didn't smoke. Robbie, you need to slow down. And please tell me that at least you vape and not the traditional cigarettes. I think Davino's got his dog straight.
No, not yet. I'm still trying to get something with the settings done here.
Okay. I
Give
just
me a
see if I
second. I gotta adjust something, and I'm gonna see if I can pull Bam Bam up.
Okay, I'll be watching for when you're ready.
Yep. Let me see what I can do here.
Bam Bam sound like you want to bite somebody in the behind. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. All right, those little corgis, yeah. LOL prison. Marlboros. I'm here for the duration. All right. My dog knows playtime. She likes it. Hey, what are you doing? Right, right, right. Yeah, I'm happy to have another dog, and I'm glad it's a little toy dog that I can handle a lot better. I am. I was very surprised. I had no. Usually, if one of my sons does something for me, the other one will tell it, so I already know what's going on. But nobody told it this time. I was completely surprised. My dog knows playtime. I am good calling it early. Fly back to Cabo in the morning. Wow, you on the move, Annie? Traveling mercies to you. If somebody else was traveling, send me a note. I'm trying to figure out who it was earlier today. Yeah, very high energy. Yeah, I have to watch her because she do stuff. All right, let me take a look and see if anybody else voted, and if not, we'll just say the majority said 3 o'clock. 2 hours outside of Georgia. All right, what's up, Deb? Shout out to Deb to the road. Oh, I didn't see you. All right, much love, man. You give you a big love. All right. She's the boss, and I'm sorry I lost a dog too hard. So yeah, it's bad when it happens. But my dad gave this one to me, and I'm so glad he did. She's my reason every day, and I thank God every morning. That sounds just about how I feel too. Tell it to L, or just L. I don't know why I put tell it to back on there. All right, any ruler, I am thinking removing to Cabo. Wish I could get more information from you. Well, Annie, you're providing the information, right? You letting them know about Cabo. Miss Cindy is asking about it. All right, yes, move my mailing address from Cali to Vegas. Got permanent ID, Medicare. Warren Winters there. Yeah, I have a cousin and her husband that live in Vegas. I guess they're still in Vegas because I mean they'll sell their crib and go to another state quick. And they did it. They went to Arizona, but now they're back in Vegas. Every time they move like that, they sell the house, and then when they get to where they go and they buy a house, then when they move, they sell it, and it's madness. But I believe they're in Vegas now. I was asking whereabouts. You all might know my cousin, or what? You might know my cousin, Annie. No, she can't. You have to do it on your own, not in a rush in the dark. A screen record too, then go back and adjust your lighting and contrast. I promise you will see Annie. I have a condo on Pacific facing Marina. My BF has one on the other side. Y'all holding those condos? Don't you have to pay home association fee? In Florida you do. And then are y'all living in it? Because I feel like, it's some waves of money coming, some good time, you know, land of plenty type money. It's gonna be moving for like a year, the next 12 months or so. But then we get ready to go into probably a worse recession than what we thought. And so, I'm all for downsizing. I'm all down for renovating, remodeling stuff, get it cheap and fix it up. Because I'm telling you, these people around here are driving themselves nuts for these big mortgages, big car notes, truck notes, um, insurance, life insurance, all this stuff is sky high, and they still piling it on like it's nothing, filling up these navigators and stuff. And I'm like, y'all go ahead, because there's got to be a time when you can put something back and chill. I'm telling you, it's just a bad. I don't know how to say it. It's a bad time for. I don't know how to say it, but I don't know. I guess it's the way it was put to me is, to be mindful. $400 home association fees. My place is very nice. Oh, I believe it. And $400 is not bad for the homeowners fee. It's homeowners association fee. It's not bad. It could be a lot worse. But you balling out of control, and I need to catch up with you. All right, uh, awful though. I mean, Cowtown, small city, and it's expensive as heck. All right. Me too, L. I'm in North. Okay, it says device not connected, Davino. Do you have the camera on? Oh, I think you did it.
I'm still having problems with the camera. It's not letting me put him
Okay,
on the camera.
I understand. Okay, well, maybe one day you'll show us the babies. Bam Bam. You told me you had two, right? He's out again, boy. Wait,
Camera connected, but it's not letting me do it.
let me see.
It's blocking my settings or something. I don't know why.
Bam from studio, Kit from studio, edit my settings, edit name. I'm not sure.
Let me see. Let me try one other thing here real fast. Let me see. It won't me. Ay, mamma mia. Sheesh. Why don't let me doing that?
Okay,
It won't let me click on the camera. I don't know why.
let's see. Please get me some. We're gonna be homeless if we stay in the. You know what, Cindy? Now, see, you and me, we on the same page with this. I'm ready to jump. I wanted to go to South Africa till I found out the electricity grid is a mess, turning people's lights off at 9 and 10 o'clock at night until in the morning. I mean, I'm not with that. So, but country hopping and leaving is definitely an option. Seriously, because it's just getting too ignorant. Everything's getting too ignorant. The crime, the government. It's just, I mean, because they're crazy around here. I can tell you that right now. I I wouldn't mind relocating to another country. I thought about South Africa hard. But then as soon as I started researching, I was like, it's a beautiful place, but I gotta have some electricity. You're not turning my electricity off and tell me to get candles from what, 9 or 10 o'clock at night until the next morning. We're not doing that. So we gotta come up with another place, Cindy, to skip out, go scope it out. This is what we can do. We'll go to a country, like I said, we could just pick one with a significantly lower cost of living than the United States. And then, look at my co-host. I see him. Hey, Bam Bam. I see your ears. Let me put.
Say hi. You guys see him?
Oh,
You see Bam Bam?
why is he Bam Bam? Why are you acting like that? Why are
Can you get him on here? Let me see. Let me see if we can get him on here. There he is. Bam Bam, look.
Big dog.
There he is.
Oh my God.
That's a killer corgi.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bam.
He looks like a husky or something. That's a big dog.
I can't get him. Best I can get him. Say hi. Not me. All right, be nice.
Ooh. Is he like that all the time?
All right, I'm gonna take him off camera. This is crazy. All right, hang on. Let me get him off. Hang on. All right.
Oh my goodness. That's a little aggressive. That's a big dog. You see that, Mocha? You can beat him, right? I'm gonna put my money on Mocha. She said she could beat Bam Bam. She said she'll drive Bam Bam crazy. All right, what y'all talking about over here? Portugal has the highest number of expats from USA now. Really? I didn't know that. But listen, if we could go, we can go to a country with a lower standard of living, a cost of living, not standard, excuse me. And we can, I'm telling you girls, we can get uh, an apartment and pay for it like for the whole year. Mocha is into something she has no business right now. And then, or we can get two of them. And then once we pay it up for the year, we put the rooms up for rent on Airbnb, and then we fly back to the States and count our money. Are y'all listening to me? Belize, now you talking. Why you say that, L? My dog acts like that if someone comes near me and she's a little poodle mix hard, just like the Vino's dog. Man, that dog is aggressive. I would not come in. I would be like, I'll wait for y'all when y'all lock that dog up. Because Mocha is not a threatening size. I'm serious. First I was thinking I would do study abroad through my school and, get over there with a support system. And then if I like it, just stay, honestly. I'm still thinking about that. My kids they don't want to leave Georgia. Why? I have no idea. But that's fine, They got a crib. They ain't gotta go, do nothing crazy. They got a crib. I can go jump over the Atlantic Ocean and we can get our Airbnb set up, come home, count our money, and make our plan to go back. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I want money. I'm telling you, let's go then. Let me see. I think the Vino is back.
I'm back. There I am.
Okay.
Hey! Sorry about the psycho puppy.
Hey. Oh, well, Mocha said she'll kick Bam Bam's teeth out.
What's that?
Mocha
Bam Bam,
said
Bam
she'll
Bam.
kick Bam Bam.
Who's gonna kick Bam Bam?
Mocha.
You hear that, Bam Bam? Tell him. Good boy. Lavato. Lavato.
Mocha said she'll smoke Bam Bam.
Oh yeah? I'd love to see that one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that would make a pay-per-view event on that one. Forget the UFC. There you go.
No, because she'll be out the door.
No, it's all good. Actually, Bam Bam would probably like her because he probably would protect her.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That would be her big brother.
Bam Bam gets along with other dogs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's some dogs he doesn't like, but for the most part, he's pretty friendly.
Okay.
I have a Yorkie by me. His name is Wally. He's so tiny. When Bam Bam sees him, he always plays with him. And Wally likes to climb on him and all that, and Bam Bam protects him.
Okay.
Yep. And no dog gets near Wally. That's not allowed.
Oh, okay. How
So I
old?
apologize, Batman. Usually when he hears people talking, he just gets like he growls a lot, but he's not like that in real life. He just, he this is how he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bam, welcome to the family.
Bam, say hi.
Family.
Say hi. There you go. All right. Good boy. All right. Huh? Good boy. Okay.
He is so rough.
He's very vocal. I know.
Yeah.
If I put him up on my lap, his face will come right into the camera.
Here's your lap.
Yeah, he likes to sit on my lap, or if I'll have Animal Planet on or something like that, or he likes to watch television.
Yeah. Yeah. Mocha loves to watch TV. This one.
Yeah, and I've told my vet before. I said, "Don't tell me that dogs don't see color. My dogs, they see everything.
Yeah.
I don't believe they only see black and white. They see everything."
Davino, have you baked any cookies for the Christmas holidays?
I'm gonna bake them this week. Getting coming up.
You messing around. You supposed to have the cookies out coming out right now, just throwing them out.
Well, actually, I'm taking off tomorrow. Let me finish. I'm taking off tomorrow for work, and that's one of the reasons why I'm taking off work. So pretty much this whole week it's gonna rain really bad. So I'm gonna be just doing a lot of baking
Yeah. Okay.
because there's plenty of time for the holidays.
What kind?
Probably gonna do like my snowball almond cookies, my anise cookies. Um, I'm not big on the lemon squares. I might do the pepper cookies, but usually I like to make my snowball almond cookies or my anise cookies. Those are my favorite ones usually.
Well, that sounds good. Snowball almond, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, get to baking because
Thanks, Mom.
the holidays are nothing without the cookies.
I know. I have people waiting for them.
I know. See, I could have told you.
No, it's a pleasure. I just gotta keep them out of the kitchen because they smell that stuff. It's over.
Yeah.
And I'll probably make some. I'll make some homemade peanut butter ones.
Okay. But
I don't put the Hershey Kiss in them. I don't like doing that.
I like.
I just think it defeats the flavor, defeats the purpose.
I'll wait on the snowflake almond or
The
snowball.
snowball almonds, those are really good.
Yeah, I'll wait on that one. All right. Now I want cookies. Thanks to Vino.
Hey, my pleasure. No worries. But like my whole family, they go all out with all that stuff. It's like you can't even get. They got 2 ovens going, one on the wall. One, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know. Well,
But you have to have a lot of ample room to do all that. If you have limited space, it's not going to work.
what do you mean limit the space?
Because if you're gonna do a lot of baking,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a lot of space to bake.
For all of the
If it's a very limited area, you really can't do a lot with. Like like a good sized island, so you can put all the sheets out, and you could put like 1 or 2 different types of cookies in the oven or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you the only person in your family that cooks like that? You and your mom?
No way. No way. My sister cooks incredible. My mother cooks incredible. I mean, they all cook. Yeah.
Okay.
My twin sister cooks great. They all cook. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we all cook too, but probably not the same thing.
No, I'm sure everybody cooks. I'm sure everybody cooks their own way. I mean, that's just what it's all about.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying we do a lot of cooking, but it's totally
Yeah.
different food. A lot of it is like island food, since most of my family is South Florida, even down to Bahamas, Bimini. A lot of
Heck yeah.
island
Jerk
food.
chicken, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Good lot of pineapple. Now we're talking. Now you're speaking my language. There you go.
Those things. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, like Christmas Eve, we do the big set. The 7 fishes. Whatever you want to make. There isn't no tradition. I mean, the only thing you have to make is really tradition is the bacala, the salted cob. Other than that, you can pretty much make whatever you want.
Yeah. That sounds so good. All of it.
It is good, and it usually everybody fills up a lot on Christmas Eve, so Christmas Day it's not as big. You might not eat it until later on, depending how stuffed you are, but it pretty much goes all night.
Okay, that's how you
Yeah.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so we might get to bed around 3 o'clock, 4, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll wake up and we'll try to make. Well, we'll usually go to mass at midnight, and then um, Christmas Day, we'll sleep in later, probably till about 11, 12 o'clock,
Right.
and then we'll get up, and then and then we'll eat later on, maybe around 4 o'clock or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds close to how we do.
You're stuffed. You're tired. I mean, it's just
Yeah. You eating, ready to go to sleep.
getting ready to go to sleep, and then the ones that are really pounding the liquor down or the beers down, they're the ones that don't wake up until way later on.
Right. Right.
And I'm not one of them, so
Oh, I think I see what you're saying, Cindy. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're planning to go and get our Airbnb.
hey, I want to hear Agape Love play the Tarantella on the piano.
Yeah, that
Let's
sounds.
hear it right now. I want to hear it,
Oh, well, get started then.
and I will sing it, and she will play it.
Oh, well, sing it, you know.
C'è la luna mezza mare, mamma mia, mare dare. Hey, it's a bitch. Yeah, keep going.
What? You see, Mocha was on it. She was ready. I'm
A
sorry.
Tarantella, basically what it is, it's played at weddings. It's very popular.
Right, right. I know that song. I don't know the name of it, but I know it.
Right.
I think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, because it almost sounds like Pop Goes the Weasel in a way.
You can sing. I don't know why you've been in the choir. You're a choir boy. Are you a
I
choir
used
boy?
to be, yeah. When I was growing up, I was, yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
I'm just a little bit under the weather tonight, so I'm not 100%.
I understand. Well, we all getting ready to shut it down because
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I took off work tomorrow. I'm happy about that.
got some.
I think the bacon will calm me down too, and that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. You feeling better now than you were when we first started the live?
A little bit, not 100%, but I've just been taking a lot of been medicine or popping holes and
Mm. What do you have to drink? You have ginger ale and orange juice and stuff like that?
a lot of ginger ale and a lot of chamomile tea and green tea,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
which I like because that's very good.
What kind of green tea do you have? Do you like?
I don't really have a specific brand. I think it's generic.
Well, you should try the matcha.
The matcha. All right, I'll check it out.
You can get a can for like
Where do you
20 bucks.
buy that from?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay. Is there any health food stores that actually carry it as well, or?
You know, you probably can get it from the health place. I'm gonna show you the box. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's one that I know. There's Peggy's Health that she might carry. I don't know. I have to call her up and ask her.
Okay, this is the green tea that I ordered this off of Amazon
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, there. Okay, I see it. A little bit of the box.
yeah, it's really cute. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
It's
And how did you get hooked onto that?
just looking on Amazon. Look how big the can is.
Wow, look at that. Fancy.
I mean,
Nice.
it lasts a long time.
I will definitely check that out tonight.
Yep, Amazon.
That'll be my gift for myself for Christmas.
You know we're gonna look out for you on Christmas. Why you
That's
say
all
that
good.
like that? Hmm?
It's all good.
You know you got a secret Santa. Stop acting like
I,
that.
I guess everybody has one. I don't know,
Mm-hmm. Well,
but yeah, it's all good.
listen, guys, we're gonna shut down right now at 11:33, 11:35, and I'm gonna leave the chat open for 10 minutes, because I'm sure you're in the middle of conversations. But I'm just figuring out some things here. But I love you all. I thank you so much for coming out.
See how much everybody. Yeah, and check out that guy Todd Siegel.
I am. The next
I
time we
will.
speak, I
All right,
will.
look, I'm gonna call the night myself. Everybody, it's always a pleasure, as well as you. Always hard truth, and I guess you'll be on Thursday before the holiday, right?
Yeah, thank you so much for everything.
More will be coming, but yeah, no worries. But yes, all right. So I'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
Have a good one, guys. If anything I come across, I'll let you know. All right, about that.
Night night.
Night night.
All right. I'm going to sign off, guys. But I'm going to leave this chat open. Okay. And you have 10 minutes. And remember, let's see, our next meet is Wednesday. So try to make it to the members only live on Wednesday because I'll be giving out information about the Christmas party and member appreciation. And maybe I'll give a list of people who will receive something so you can put the word out that, hey, this person really should be at the party because you're going to get an award. Okay? All right. So, love you much. Tanto Amori, I think that's how you say it. So I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I'll probably put a video out for you to watch. If not tomorrow, definitely Saturday with the Super Saturday survey. All right. Thank you so much.